DNA test proves bloodline and not place of origin. I said DNA test, they prove your bloodline and not your place of origin. Hello again, my people. Skywalker keeps pushing to shine the light through this darkness. Today, we make another little step, highlighting a problem with Pan-Africanism. Although it all began with good intentions, there are the little glitches that must also be straightened out for it to be compatible for all melanated people of this world. All melanated people are related by blood, not all are Africans. And let me repeat, all melanated people are related by blood, not all are Africans. There is a natural design in all things that we must adhere with. Otherwise, we will only create confusions. There are the subtle little separate issues that most people just cannot see, and many of these folks claim to be educators. Many of them want us to grab the first book that white man gave us for history of our own, just like black Christians grabbed on to a white Jesus and a white Jew and gave their daughters white dolls, saying it did not matter, for all races are equal. It matters. Everything we do that we take for granted, everything that we take for granted, which lead us into embracing errors, is a trap. We embrace these errors, and it's a trap. We think it is a small thing. For some reason, we still don't know how the white man operates by now. Always remember that he is always trying to take all from you. That includes all the land in all places across the globe where he came and saw you first. If you remain ignorant, you are only fighting against yourself while helping to make his plan to corner and diminish you work. You are sacrificing yourself. The white man gave you a God spell disguised as gospel, and it was all about nothing but blood and sacrifice. You did not know it, although it was so obvious. He dangled the truth before you, and you did not see it, so you claimed his words as gospel. Now you cannot get out of this spell. You still keep sacrificing yourself for him and minimizing his karma. For once you agree for him to do the evil against you, you take a part of the blame. It adds to the balance. He exposed to you the ritual that asks you to be the lamb to the slaughter, his sheep, and pray, you and the Son of Man of yours, to freely come to the sacrificial altar to sacrifice before him, to bow before him. You did not see the obvious thing. You lengthen your days in hell because you chose ignorance. How long have we been speaking? Are you seeing it yet? No, he puts his idea about all blacks are Africans in your head, and you are running with it. My friends, you cannot say that all your mother's adult children belong to the same house. That is redundant and very ludicrous. It is not how the universe works. Things, things will spring from center point and grow and evolve outwards. Even your DNA evolves. Plant a single tree in the center of 10 acres. Call that acre it started on number 10. Leave it there for 50 years, and if you see that the tree has now populated the entirety from number 1 to 10, will you say that all these trees must go back home to the center? This is not how the universe or anything works. This is literally thoughtless. The tree that is now a number 1 is indigenous to number 1, for there it finds a home. With humans, DNA memory causes him to evolve to compatibility with his surroundings. Those that started in Africa and ended up in Australia after 75,000 years are still your relatives, but they are mutated to their new environment. Maybe they even come to Africa and catch a disease and die. This is how the universe works, and it is how and why varying races might be created outside of natural selection and miscegenation. The melanated people were created by probable cause or in a natural way. The white people were deliberately created by natural selection and told that he was the one that comes in place of the other. His intention was to war, to destroy, to usurp, and to steal. If you don't open up your eyes, he will catch you. He will catch you with all your good intentions, and he will make you the Judas in your ignorance. However, ignorance is a choice. If you do not listen, or if you do not work hard to keep up with the enemy's tricks, you have chosen badly. So, see here, look at my sacrifice for you. I could do like your influencers that tell you what you want to hear, the lies that seem soft on your ears, that will make you pretend that all will be fine, but it's not. I have chosen to tell the truth you hate, and this truth makes you hate on me. That is a big sacrifice to make. I make it for you. All your Africanist influencers do the same thing. The masses all do the same thing. There is always just the one or two or three hated by the masses for trying to do the truth regardless, for trying to do the different thing. How many men have spoken the truth and died for it? How many men have told the lie and lived the easier way? Overnight, he becomes famous and everyone will listen to him, and he never wants your truth to come out because he knows he lives on the lie. Yet, he laments and wonders why the plight of the melanated people is still so hard. It is hard because you want to fight, but you do not want to fight a hard fight. You do not want to fight a hard fight hard. All I care about is to tell the truth though. If I am the only one, I will. So hit the dislike button if you want. I will not go down into the pit. A day is on the horizon, and soon it will come that many ones who lead you astray will meet their judgment because they knew better, but they never cared to spend time and take your souls more seriously than they do. Wisdom is simplicity. The complexities you expect are hindering your ability to reason critically. No, this crazy thing about we all are Africans. There is a separation of issues, and it seems that not enough people will take the time to concentrate on the logic. You don't have time to strategically plan and analyze the thing, although you know your obligation to posterity. People, here is how a people grow. A family will become so big that you call it a tribe. From this huge subset, some adults will have to go and move on to make their own families that will become tribes. No matter what, as long as they are one family and one tribe, they are one people. But then families multiply and become other tribes. So now these multiple tribes become a nation, and a nation needs more space to exist. First, they only needed one lot of land. Now they needed a country. This goes on until others find it necessary to be nomadic. This is how creation works. Those that branch off are families, and over time, they are just relatives. They will be forever relatives, but now alien to your place, their original place. Your brother that went out and got married will not return to your father's home. Will you tell him that it will be all right to leave his house for his enemies and come back home? This is counterproductive, and retarded at the same time. Now, is this to say that I don't believe anyone should go back to Africa? Absolutely not. I believe that many that have much to contribute must go to Africa and catalyze its growth. Israel and America work together. France and England work together. They all work together, but they don't all repatriate to England. That would be foolish. They are centralized in terms of where you see as their mother country, not repatriated. Who does that? If the whites in the United States repatriate to England, then the black Americans will have it. A Jamaican is not African. A Jamaican and an African are literally brothers. Their DNA are close to exact, except that most Jamaicans are more mixed with other Africans. The typical Jamaican needs no DNA test. Jamaican originals are Maroons. Maroons were Africans. Jamaican ex-slaves were also Africans. Now they are Jamaicans. Does that does that sever the connection with Africa? No. They should be open as family, and it should be easy for family to come back and join family. In other words, Ghana should give Jamaicans the chance to come back, and Jamaica should give Ghana the chance to come there. All melanated people should work together in this regard. That is how your enemies work together. This is how all white people work. They see the simple thing that black people do not see. Naturally, Africa must be seen like a mother country where we will be centralized around. What we want is to centralize to Africa, not to all repatriate there. We must get it all straight. Why would Jamaicans want to give up Jamaica to the Europeans when the Jamaicans were there first? We, as melanated people, are so concentrated on Africa as the only place where black people can be that we give a blind eye to all the oppressions and eradications of indigenous melanated people across the globe. A DNA test cannot tell you where you originated from. It tells you who you are related to, and that's a huge difference. This is one of the simplest and most ridiculous scams that the white man used on you, my people. If the repercussions were not as bad as it is, I could see the humor in it. I am sure that these white folks keep meeting and laugh. One day, I might just make a video about some of the jokes they dangle at you, like by naming the Bible after their testicles. They literally mock you, claiming they mind fucked you. They name the laws of the scriptures after the canon to mock your black woman. Canon have the biggest balls, and they used to put them to sit on hot searing ones when they refuse to be violated and impregnated by their human balls. When they say thy rod and thy staff may comfort thee, it is mockery. Spare the rod and spoil the child simply means that by sparing the rod, you can't impregnate them. These things are only unbelievable to you because you do not know the real horrible image of how things were. Neither did you know the horrible rape orgies to violate, impregnate, and white out. And even the young boys and grown men were violated. They named the Bible after testicles. And they tell your woman that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, which is a DNA memory trigger. Your women have your women behave as irrational as they do because of all these fear triggers. They behave how they behave because of all these fear triggers. They can't listen to their own men because of the sense that they cannot be protected by them. If you don't open your eyes, where will you go? I suggest you hit the subscribe button and give me that thumbs up now because there is something that keep you listening for so long. These white folks make you give your own while they keep their fists clenched, but you don't notice. I said that DNA test proves relative, not geographical place of origin. If two brothers are born in Jamaica, one migrated to England and one to Canada, what if you do a DNA test between them to find out where they are from? So you test the one in England and then say that you proved by DNA that this product originated from England. People move around. Geographical locations are to be made by choice. Melanated people went and started their Earth civilization on lands that became their own. Now, these alien beings come to torment and have tormented them for too many years. But you watch them, not expecting them to fight for their inheritance, but expecting them to run to Africa and say it is where we are from. But Africa is not exempt from their exploitations. All melanated people are one by blood, regardless of where in the world they are. And if we say the reason for this folly, if we say the reason for this folly is that Africa is the cradle of civilization, we will only give to speculating. You see, we will only give to speculating. Black people can't go and claim Mesopotamia at this point. Hmm? Because there's no longer Africa down there, it's the Middle East. It was all stolen. However, if you are talking based on the presumption that humans all originated or were created in Africa, if you are talking from the presumption that humans all originated or were created in Africa, then it goes to say that you are also calling white people home. Otherwise, make it make sense. Peace out.